Rich Warrior Mindset, written and published by Rich Audiobooks. Throughout history, the mightiest warriors weren't just masters of combat. They were often skilled stewards of wealth and prosperity. From the samurai who managed vast estates to the Roman centurions who built commercial empires, these warriors understood a fundamental truth. The same principles that govern excellence in battle govern excellence in wealth creation. The rich warrior mindset emerges from this ancient wisdom, binding together the seemingly disparate worlds of martial discipline and financial abundance. This isn't merely about adopting an aggressive approach to wealth building. It's about embodying the core virtues that warriors have lived by for millennia. Discipline, honor, strategic thinking, and unwavering dedication to one's mission. At its heart, the warrior's code of wealth rests on 5 immutable principles. First is absolute accountability. A warrior accepts full responsibility for their outcomes, never blaming external circumstances for their financial position. Second is strategic patience, understanding that like any battle, wealth building requires both swift action and calculated restraint. Third is purposeful preparation. Just as a warrior maintains their weapons and armor, the rich warrior constantly develops their skills and knowledge. Fourth is ethical conquest, pursuing wealth with honor, creating value rather than merely extracting it. Fifth is protective stewardship, defending and growing wealth with the same vigilance a warrior guards their territory. Modern wealth builders who embrace these principles stand apart from the crowd. They don't chase get-rich-quick schemes or rely on luck. Instead, they approach wealth creation with the same methodical dedication a warrior applies to mastering their craft. They train daily, study their chosen field intensively, and move with purpose rather than reactive impulse. Consider the story of Miyamoto Musashi, the legendary Japanese swordsman who wrote the Book of 5 Rings. While renowned for his martial prowess, Musashi was also a successful merchant and artist. He applied the same principles of strategy and discipline to his business ventures that he used in swordsmanship. His approach demonstrates how warrior principles transcend their martial origins to create success in any domain. Lesson 1. The Warrior's Code of Wealth. The rich warrior understands that wealth building is not a sprint but a sustained campaign. Like a warrior preparing for battle, they develop their strategies meticulously, build their resources systematically, and maintain unwavering focus on their objectives. They know that true wealth isn't built through a single victory, but through consistent, disciplined action over time. This code demands more than mere financial acumen. It requires the development of character. The rich warrior cultivates virtues that form the foundation of lasting wealth: courage to face market uncertainties, patience to let investments mature, wisdom to seek counsel, and discipline to stick to their strategy despite emotional impulses. These principles aren't relics of the past. They are more relevant than ever in today's complex financial landscape. The modern world's rapid pace and information overload make warrior-like focus and discipline essential for financial success. Those who master these principles don't just accumulate wealth, they develop the strength of character to maintain and grow it across generations. Embracing the warrior's code of wealth means accepting that the path to riches isn't easy or quick. It requires the same level of dedication that warriors throughout history have brought to their training. But for those willing to embody these principles, the rewards extend far beyond financial wealth. They develop the unshakable character of a warrior, the strategic mind of a general, and the prosperous legacy of a true wealth builder. Lesson 2. Discipline, the hidden door to riches. The path to wealth remains hidden to most because they search for shortcuts while overlooking the most fundamental key: discipline. This force serves as both the lock and key to financial abundance, yet many dismiss it as too basic or unsexy compared to complex investment strategies or the latest market trends. The truth lies in understanding that discipline acts as the master key that unlocks every other wealth-building practice. Consider how discipline manifests in the financial realm. It's present in the investor who steadily contributes to their portfolio regardless of market conditions. It shows in the entrepreneur who maintains strict bookkeeping habits even when business is booming. It appears in the professional who arrives early to work, continuously upgrades their skills, and delivers beyond expectations. These people don't achieve success through sporadic bursts of motivation or occasional brilliant decisions. They build wealth through consistent, disciplined actions performed day after day. The neurological impact of discipline extends far beyond simple habit formation. Each time you choose delayed gratification over immediate pleasure, you strengthen the prefrontal cortex, the brain region responsible for executive function and decision-making. This strengthening creates a positive feedback loop. Better decisions lead to better outcomes, which reinforce the value of discipline, leading to even better decisions. This cycle explains why disciplined people tend to become more disciplined over time, and consequently, why their wealth tends to grow exponentially rather than linearly. Building your discipline muscle requires strategic action. Start with your morning routine. Make your alarm 30 minutes earlier and stick to it without negotiation. Track every dollar you spend for a month, no matter how small the amount. Commit to reading one financial book every 2 weeks. These seemingly simple actions serve as discipline training grounds, preparing you for larger financial decisions and challenges ahead. The compound effect of disciplined actions often remains invisible in the early stages. Like a master sculptor chipping away at marble, each small action might seem insignificant in isolation. But over time, these actions accumulate to reveal something remarkable. The daily choice to save instead of spend, to invest instead of indulge, to work instead of waste time, these decisions compound into substantial wealth. A mere 1% improvement in your financial discipline each day results in a 37x improvement over a year. Many overlook discipline because it lacks the allure of get-rich-quick schemes or the excitement of market speculation. Yet history consistently shows that disciplined investors outperform their reactive counterparts. Warren Buffett's wealth came not from complicated trading strategies, but from the discipline to stick to his investment principles through decades of market cycles. The same pattern appears across self-made millionaires. Their success stems from sustained discipline rather than sporadic brilliance. Discipline also creates a powerful barrier to entry that protects your wealth-building journey from competition. While anyone can access information about investing, business strategies, or money management, few can maintain the discipline required to execute consistently. This reality means that by developing strong discipline, you automatically position yourself ahead of the majority who rely solely on knowledge or talent. The relationship between discipline and wealth generation operates on a deeper psychological level than most realize. When you consistently follow through on your commitments, you develop an unshakable self-trust. This self-trust becomes crucial during market downturns, business challenges, or investment opportunities. You learn to trust your judgment because you've proven to yourself through discipline that you can rely on your own decisions and actions. Understanding discipline is the hidden door to riches transforms how you approach wealth building. Rather than chasing the next hot investment tip or business trend, focus first on strengthening your discipline in small, manageable ways. Let each disciplined action serve as a building block in your wealth foundation, knowing that mastery in this area unlocks every other aspect of financial success. Lesson 3. Train your mind like a millionaire soldier. The battlefield of wealth creation is first won in the mind. Just as elite soldiers prepare mentally for combat, aspiring millionaires must develop extraordinary mental fortitude to navigate the challenges of building lasting wealth. This mental preparation goes far beyond positive thinking. It requires systematic training of your cognitive capabilities and emotional responses. The millionaire soldier understands that mental toughness is forged through daily practice. Every morning presents an opportunity to strengthen your mind against the forces that derail most people's financial journeys. Start by exposing yourself to calculated stress, much like Special Forces training. Set your alarm 30 minutes earlier than comfortable, take cold showers, or fast until noon. These practices aren't about punishment. They're about building neural pathways that help you perform under pressure when markets crash or investments falter. Your mind harbors cognitive biases that actively work against wealth creation. Loss aversion makes you hold on to losing investments too long. Confirmation bias leads you to seek information that only confirms your existing beliefs about money. The bandwagon effect pushes you to follow the crowd into bad investments. Recognizing these biases is the first step. Systematically counteracting them is the warrior's way. Before making any financial decision, ask yourself, am I acting on logic or emotional bias? Visualization techniques used by Special Forces can dramatically improve your financial performance. Spend 10 minutes each morning visualizing yourself executing your wealth-building strategy with precision. See yourself maintaining composure during market volatility, negotiating deals with confidence and making clear-headed decisions when others panic. This mental rehearsal creates neural patterns that activate during real challenges, helping you respond with a warrior's clarity. The wealth battlefield requires specialized mental training protocols. Create scenario-based challenges for yourself, similar to military simulation exercises. Practice making investment decisions under artificial time pressure. Deliberately expose yourself to opposing viewpoints about your financial strategies. Study your failures with the same intensity as your successes. Each mental rep builds cognitive resilience for real-world wealth building. Your attention is a weapon that must be sharpened. Elite warriors and successful investors share the ability to maintain unwavering focus amidst chaos. Begin with simple concentration exercises. Follow your breath for 5 minutes, gradually increasing duration. When analyzing investment opportunities, eliminate all distractions and give yourself fully to the task. Your capacity for sustained, quality attention directly correlates with your ability to spot opportunities others miss. The Millionaire's Morning Mental Routine integrates these elements into a powerful preparation ritual. Start with physical movement to energize your mind. Follow with 10 minutes of meditation to clear mental static. Review your financial goals while in this state of clarity. Visualize successful execution. End with a cold shower to solidify your commitment to discomfort. This routine primes your mind for the day's wealth-brooding challenges. A strong mind requires regular stress testing. Create artificial challenges that push your mental limits. Set ambitious daily targets that stretch your capabilities. Voluntarily embrace difficult situations that others avoid. Each time you push through mental resistance, you expand your capacity for handling larger financial challenges. The rich warrior knows that mental growth precedes financial growth. The ultimate goal is to develop a mind that remains stable regardless of external circumstances. Markets will swing, investments will fail, opportunities will arise unexpectedly, but the mentally trained warrior maintains equilibrium. Through consistent practice, you develop the ability to act decisively under pressure, think clearly through complexity, and maintain unwavering focus on your wealth-building objective. This is the mind of a millionaire soldier, forged through discipline and ready for the challenges of creating lasting abundance. Listen for resilience over riches. Then both follow. True wealth builders understand that resilience isn't just a stepping stone to riches, it's the foundation upon which lasting prosperity is built. Throughout history, every great fortune has a story of persistence behind it, often marked by multiple setbacks that would have broken a lesser spirit. The path to abundance demands not just the ability to weather storms, but to emerge stronger from them. Consider the nature of resilience in wealth creation. It's the capacity to absorb financial shocks while maintaining forward momentum. This quality separates sustainable success from fleeting luck. When markets crash, businesses fail, or investments sour, resilient wealth builders don't just survive, they position themselves to capitalize on the opportunities that chaos creates. They understand that setbacks aren't roadblocks, they're redirections to better paths. The development of financial resilience begins with a fundamental shift in perspective. Rather than viewing losses as failures, the rich warrior sees them as tuition paid for valuable lessons. Every financial setback carries within it the seeds of greater understanding and future opportunity. This mindset transformation allows you to maintain emotional equilibrium during turbulent times, making clearer decisions when others panic. The most resilient wealth builders share a common trait. They've learned to separate their identity from their financial position. When your sense of self isn't tied to your bank balance, you can make objective decisions during critical moments. This emotional detachment doesn't mean lack of commitment, quite the opposite. It means you're operating from a place of strategic clarity rather than reactive emotion. Building financial anti-fragility requires systematic exposure to controlled stress. Start with small risks that won't devastate you if they fail. Each calculated risk builds your capacity to handle larger challenges while developing your judgment. This progressive training approach mirrors how warriors build physical toughness through graduated exposure to increasingly demanding situations. The wealth-building journey demands a specific type of mental toughness, the ability to maintain unwavering focus on long-term objectives while managing short-term volatility. This skill develops through deliberate practice and staying committed to your strategy despite temporary setbacks. Each time you stick to your plan during difficult periods, you strengthen your resilience muscle. Historical examples demonstrate this principle clearly. Many of today's most successful entrepreneurs faced multiple bankruptcies before achieving lasting success. They didn't just bounce back, they used each setback to refine their approach, strengthen their networks, and deepen their market understanding. Their resilience transformed potential career-ending failures into powerful learning experiences that fueled their ultimate success. Recovery protocols are essential for the resilient wealth builder. These are predetermined responses to different types of setbacks, designed to minimize emotional decision-making during stressful periods. Having these protocols in place allows you to act decisively when others are paralyzed by uncertainty. Your response becomes automatic, guided by prepared strategy rather than panic. The paradox of resilience is that it often leads to opportunities invisible to others. When markets crash, the resilient investor sees buying opportunities. When businesses struggle, the resilient entrepreneur spots chances for acquisition or market share growth. This capacity to find advantage in adversity becomes a powerful wealth-building tool. Resilience isn't just about enduring, it's about adapting and evolving. Each challenge you face should leave you better equipped for the next one. This continuous strengthening process creates a compound effect, where your capacity to handle adversity grows exponentially over time. As your resilience deepens, your ability to build and maintain wealth naturally follows, creating a self-reinforcing cycle of growth and strength. Lesson 5. Master yourself, master your money. The cornerstone of all wealth mastery begins with an often overlooked truth. The quality of your relationship with money directly mirrors your relationship with yourself. Every financial decision you make, from the impulse purchase at the checkout counter to the major investment in your retirement portfolio, stems from your level of self-mastery. The rich warrior understands that financial success is merely an external reflection of internal discipline. Self-mastery in the context of wealth building requires a deep understanding of your emotional triggers around money. When the market dips, do you panic and sell? When you receive a bonus, do you immediately spend it on temporary pleasures? These reactions aren't random. They're programmed responses based on your personal history with money, your beliefs about wealth, and your ability to regulate your emotions under pressure. The path to financial self-mastery begins with emotional intelligence. Rich warriors develop the ability to observe their financial impulses without immediately acting on them. This skill creates a crucial pause between stimulus and response, allowing for more strategic decisions rather than reactive choices. Just as a warrior must maintain composure in battle, you must maintain emotional equilibrium when facing financial decisions, whether they involve opportunity or challenge. Delayed gratification serves as a fundamental practice ground for self-mastery. Each time you choose to invest rather than spend, to save rather than splurge, you strengthen your self-regulation muscles. This isn't about deprivation. It's about developing the ability to direct your resources toward what truly matters in the long term. Rich warriors understand that temporary pleasure often comes at the cost of lasting wealth. Breaking destructive financial patterns requires ruthless self-awareness. Many people repeat the same money mistakes because they never pause to examine the underlying patterns driving their behavior. Rich warriors regularly audit their financial decisions, looking for recurring themes and triggers. They ask themselves powerful questions. What emotions was I feeling before this purchase? What story am I telling myself about money in this situation? How does this decision align with my long-term wealth strategy? The rich warrior's self-regulation system operates on multiple levels. On the physical level, it involves maintaining peak health and energy to make clear-headed financial decisions. On the mental level, it requires regular practice of focus and concentration to avoid scattered financial thinking. On the emotional level, it demands the ability to process fear, greed, and uncertainty without letting these feelings dictate financial actions. Most importantly, self-mastery in wealth building means developing an unshakable core of inner certainty. This isn't about arrogance or inflexibility. It's about knowing your values, understanding your strategy, and trusting your training when markets get volatile or opportunities seem too good to be true. Rich warriors cultivate this inner strength through daily practices that align their actions with their long-term financial vision. The ultimate expression of financial self-mastery is the ability to remain neutral in the face of both gains and losses. When you achieve a significant financial win, can you maintain the same disciplined approach that got you there? When you face a setback, can you stay focused on your strategy rather than letting emotions drive your decisions? This emotional equilibrium becomes your most powerful asset in building and maintaining wealth. Rich warriors understand that mastering money is an inside job. They invest as much time in developing their internal discipline as they do in studying markets or analyzing investments. They know that without self-mastery, no amount of financial knowledge or opportunity will lead to lasting wealth. By focusing first on conquering themselves, they develop the foundation necessary to command their financial destiny with clarity, confidence, and unwavering purpose. Lesson 6. Focus is your financial weapon. In the arsenal of wealth creation, focus stands as your most lethal weapon. While others scatter their resources across countless opportunities, the rich warrior understands that concentrated power creates breakthrough results. This principle echoes through the ages, from ancient samurai who dedicated decades to perfecting a single sword stroke, to modern billionaires who built empires by mastering one core business before expanding. Focus in financial warfare operates on multiple levels. At its foundation lies the ability to direct your mental energy toward wealth-building activities with laser precision. This means eliminating the constant noise of market tips, trending investments, and the latest get-rich-quick schemes that bombard us daily. The rich warrior develops an ironclad filter, knowing that each distraction dilutes their power to execute their chosen strategy. The wealth power of single task manifests in surprising ways. When you immerse yourself completely in one financial task, whether analyzing an investment, negotiating a deal, or studying market patterns, you tap into levels of insight unavailable to the multitasking masses. This deep work state activates your pattern recognition abilities, allowing you to see opportunities and threats others miss while they juggle multiple priorities. Consider how elite special forces operators approach their missions. They don't attempt to simultaneously infiltrate multiple targets or execute several complex operations at once. Instead, they focus their entire unit's capability on one critical objective, ensuring overwhelming force where it matters most. Your financial focus should mirror this approach. Rather than spreading your capital thin across dozens of investments, concentrate your resources where your knowledge, skills, and advantages are strongest. The rich warrior conducts regular focus audits to maximize their effectiveness. This means ruthlessly examining where your attention creates the most value and eliminating activities that drain your mental resources without providing proportional returns. Track your daily activities for a week, noting which tasks move you closer to your wealth objectives and which merely create the illusion of productivity. Often you'll discover that 80% of your financial progress comes from 20% of your focused efforts. Modern technology poses unique challenges to maintaining financial focus. Social media, email notifications, and the constant stream of market updates can fragment your attention into useless shards. The rich warrior treats their focus like a precious resource, creating digital boundaries that protect their concentration. This might mean designating specific times for checking investment accounts, turning off phone notifications during analysis periods, or creating a distraction-free environment for financial planning. Concentration practices from elite performers and investors reveal common patterns. Many successful investors dedicate their first hours of the day to deep market analysis before the world's noise intrudes. Others maintain decision journals where they record their thought process for each major financial move, training themselves to think more clearly and systematically. These practices strengthen your focus muscle, making it easier to maintain concentration during critical financial moments. The relationship between focus and financial intelligence deserves special attention. When you consistently direct your mental energy toward understanding market dynamics, business models, or investment strategies, you develop pattern recognition abilities that seem almost supernatural to outside observers. This focused learning compounds over time, creating an ever-widening advantage over those who chase every new trend or theory. As you sharpen your focus, you'll notice a profound shift in how you approach wealth building. The anxiety of possibly missing out on the latest investment fad fades, replaced by the quiet confidence of knowing you're directing your energy where it matters most. The rich warrior understands that in the battle for wealth, victory often goes not to the one with the most resources, but to the one who applies their focus with the greatest precision. Lesson 7. Conquer comfort, command success. The greatest barrier between you and extraordinary wealth isn't external competition or market conditions. It's the seductive pull of comfort. Like a skilled warrior who grows soft during peacetime, Your financial muscles atrophy when you stop pushing beyond your zones of familiarity. Comfort is a silent wealth killer, gradually diminishing your capacity for growth while creating the illusion of stability. Every significant leap in wealth requires deliberate steps into discomfort. The rich warrior understands that voluntary hardship serves as both training ground and catalyst for financial evolution. This isn't about needless suffering, but rather strategic discomfort that forges mental fortitude and expands your capacity for wealth creation. Consider how a soldier deliberately trains in harsh conditions to build readiness for actual combat. Your approach to wealth building must mirror this intentional embrace of challenge. The practice of voluntary hardship takes many forms in the pursuit of wealth. It might mean living well below your means, even when you can afford more, taking calculated risks with investments when others retreat to safety, or pursuing business opportunities that stretch your current capabilities. Each instance of chosen discomfort builds your tolerance for uncertainty, the very environment where extraordinary wealth is created. Fear plays a crucial role in this dynamic. The rich warrior doesn't aim to eliminate fear, but rather to transform it into fuel for action. When you feel financial fear, treat it as a compass pointing toward your next growth opportunity. That flutter of anxiety before making a major investment, the uncertainty of starting a business, or the discomfort of negotiating, these are precisely the moments that separate the wealthy from the comfortable. Your daily routine must incorporate elements of productive discomfort. Start your day earlier than necessary to work on wealth-building activities. Take cold showers to practice embracing discomfort. Make one business call you've been avoiding. Each small victory over comfort expands your capacity for larger challenges. The wealthy warrior systematically seeks out and conquers increasingly demanding situations, knowing that financial growth occurs at the edges of current capability. The relationship between comfort and wealth operates on a paradox. Those who chase comfort rarely find it, while those who embrace discomfort often create lasting comfort through their achievements. This isn't about rejecting pleasure or living in perpetual strain, but rather understanding that sustainable wealth requires regular ventures beyond your comfort zone. The rich warrior learns to find excitement in the challenge itself, transforming what others perceive as stress into opportunities for growth. Develop a practice of regular comfort audits. Examine areas of your financial life where routine and ease have replaced growth and challenge. Look for signs of stagnation in your investment strategy, business operations, or wealth-building activities. Each discovered comfort zone becomes a target for strategic disruption. The wealthy warrior knows that today's comfort is tomorrow's limitation. Creating wealth demands a fundamental reframing of how you view comfort and discomfort. Rather than seeing comfort as a reward and discomfort as something to avoid, recognize comfort as a warning sign and discomfort as a growth signal. Let every financial decision be weighed not just on its potential return, but on its capacity to push you beyond current limitation. The path to extraordinary wealth isn't found in the gentle meadows of comfort, but in the challenging terrain where few dare to venture. Your capacity for wealth expands in direct proportion to your willingness to embrace productive discomfort. The rich warrior doesn't wait for external forces to create challenge. They actively seek and create situations that demand growth. By voluntarily stepping into calculated discomfort, you develop the resilience, adaptability, and strength required for sustainable wealth creation. Remember, the most dangerous comfort zone is the one you don't recognize you're in. Lesson 8. The Battle Within, Winning the Inner War. The greatest battles we face on the path to wealth aren't found in the marketplace, stock exchanges, or business negotiations. They rage within our own minds. Every rich warrior must first conquer the internal enemies that sabotage their financial success before they can achieve lasting prosperity. These silent adversaries take many forms: self-doubt, limiting beliefs, negative self-talk, and fear-based decision-making. Your internal dialogue shapes your financial reality. When you tell yourself, "I'm not good with money," or "wealth is only for other people," you're programming your mind to reject abundance. These thought patterns become self-fulfilling prophecies, creating invisible barriers that hold you back from taking necessary actions toward building wealth. The rich warrior understands that transforming these internal narratives is just as crucial as mastering investment strategies or business skills. The first step in winning this inner war is identifying your wealth-limiting beliefs. These often stem from childhood experiences, cultural conditioning, or past financial traumas. Perhaps you witnessed your parents struggle with money, or you experienced early financial setbacks that left emotional scars. These experiences create deep-seated beliefs about your relationship with wealth that operate beneath your conscious awareness, silently directing your financial decisions. Self-sabotage manifests in numerous ways: procrastinating on investment opportunities, overspending to prove your worth, or avoiding financial education out of fear of complexity. The rich warrior learns to recognize these patterns as symptoms of internal resistance rather than fixed personality traits. By bringing awareness to these behaviors, you can begin to interrupt and reshape them. Developing a powerful wealth identity requires consistent mental training. Start by consciously choosing new beliefs that align with your financial goals. Instead of, "I always make bad financial decisions," adopt the mindset of, "I'm learning and growing in my financial intelligence every day." Your brain will initially resist these new patterns, but persistent repetition and aligned action will eventually rewire your neural pathways. Market volatility presents a unique battlefield for testing your mental strength. When assets decline in value, untrained minds panic and make emotional decisions that lock in losses. The rich warrior uses these moments to demonstrate their psychological resilience. They've trained themselves to see market fluctuations as natural cycles rather than personal threats, allowing them to maintain strategic clarity while others succumb to fear. The weaponry for this internal war includes specific mental techniques: meditation to maintain emotional equilibrium, journaling to process financial fears, and visualization to strengthen your wealth identity. These practices aren't luxury add-ons but essential tools for maintaining psychological superiority in your wealth-building journey. Your internal enemies will never completely disappear. Even the most successful, wealthy people face moments of doubt and fear. The difference is in how they respond to these challenges. They've developed inner systems for quickly identifying and counteracting negative thought patterns before they can impact their financial decisions. Creating wealth requires you to expand your identity beyond its current boundaries. This expansion often triggers internal resistance as your psyche struggles to maintain its familiar self-determined. The rich warrior welcomes this discomfort, recognizing it as a sign of growth rather than a warning to retreat. They understand that each internal battle won strengthens their wealth-building capabilities and brings them closer to their financial objective. The mastery of your internal world directly correlates with your external results. As you develop stronger mental discipline, you'll notice your financial decisions becoming clearer, your actions more decisive, and your results more consistent. The rich warrior knows that maintaining this inner victory requires constant vigilance and regular reinforcement of their wealth-supporting beliefs and behaviors. Lesson 9. Lead like a warrior, live like the rich. True leadership begins with self-mastery, and those who master both leadership and wealth understand that these domains share identical principles. The rich warrior knows that leading others requires the same discipline, focus, and strategic thinking that builds lasting wealth. This profound connection between leadership and prosperity creates a powerful synergy that can accelerate both your influence and your financial growth. Warriors' leadership style differs markedly from conventional management approaches. Warriors lead from the front, demonstrating through action rather than mere words. This principle applies directly to wealth building. The most successful investors and entrepreneurs aren't just telling others what to do. They're in the trenches, taking calculated risks and showing others the way through their example. They understand that their actions create ripples that affect not only their own wealth, but the prosperity of those around them. The rich warrior leader develops an acute awareness of opportunity and timing. Just as a military leader must sense the perfect moment to advance or retreat, the wealthy leader recognizes market cycles, business opportunities, and strategic moments for action. This heightened awareness comes from constant observation, deep market knowledge, and the patience to wait for ideal conditions. The ability to remain calm and clear-headed while others panic becomes a signature trait of the wealthy leader. Personal authority in both leadership and wealth creation stems from unwavering integrity. Rich warriors understand that their word must be their bond, as trust is the currency of both leadership and business. They make decisions based on long-term value rather than short-term gain, knowing that their reputation will either multiply or diminish their opportunities over time. This integrity extends to how they handle both successes and failures, taking full responsibility for outcomes while learning and adapting their strategies. The wealthy leader creates systems that generate both value and freedom. They understand that true leadership isn't about maintaining constant control, but about establishing frameworks that allow others to excel while creating sustained wealth. These systems might include business processes, investment strategies, or team structures that continue producing results even when the leader isn't directly involved. This systematic approach transforms the leader from a mere participant into a true force multiplier. Rich warriors practice what ancient strategists called command and relinquishment, the art of taking decisive action while remaining detached from the outcome. This paradoxical approach allows them to make bold moves in business and investing while maintaining the emotional equilibrium necessary for long-term success. They understand that attachment to specific outcomes can cloud judgment and lead to poor decisions driven by fear or greed. The synthesis of leadership and wealth creation manifests in the ability to inspire others while building lasting prosperity. Rich warriors create environments where others can thrive financially, understanding that true wealth multiplication occurs through collaboration and shared success. They build teams, mentor others, and create opportunities for collective growth, knowing that their own wealth expands through the success of those they lead. As you develop your leadership capacity alongside your wealth-building strategies, remember that both require constant refinement and evolution. The rich warrior leader never stops learning, adapting, and improving their capabilities. They seek wisdom from various sources, study different leadership styles, and continuously update their financial knowledge. This commitment to growth ensures they remain effective leaders and successful wealth creators in an ever-changing world. Your journey as a rich warrior leader involves cultivating presence, making clear decisions, and maintaining unwavering focus on long-term objectives. You must develop the ability to inspire confidence while remaining humble enough to learn from every experience. This balance of authority and openness creates the magnetic leadership quality that attracts both opportunities and success-oriented people into your orbit. Lesson 10. The Daily Rituals of the Rich Warrior. The fusion of warrior discipline and wealth creation manifests most powerfully in daily rituals. These aren't mere habits or routines, they are sacred practices that forge the path between who you are and who you're becoming. Rich warriors understand that their daily actions create their destiny, and they approach their rituals with the same reverence a samurai would show their sword maintenance. Every rich warrior's day begins before the world wakes. This isn't about joining the 5 a.m. club for bragging rights. It's about claiming the most precious hours for strategic advantage. During these quiet moments, when the mind is fresh and the world's demands haven't yet begun their assault, the rich warrior engages in their first ritual, strategic solitude. This time is used for meditation, market analysis, or mapping out empire-building moves without interruption. Physical training follows strategic solitude, but not just for health benefits. The rich warrior views physical exertion as a laboratory for testing mental limits. Each rep, each mile, each moment of physical challenge serves as practice for pushing through financial barriers later in the day. The body becomes both a proving ground and a metaphor. When you can push through physical fatigue, you can push through market resistance. Knowledge acquisition forms another cornerstone ritual. Rich warriors dedicate daily time to studying markets, analyzing trends, and understanding global forces that shape wealth dynamics. This isn't casual reading, it's tactical intelligence gathering. They approach this learning with the same intensity a military commander would apply to studying enemy positions and capabilities. Throughout the day, rich warriors practice what we call wealth meditation, regular pauses to assess financial decisions through the lens of warrior principles. Before any significant transaction or investment, they center themselves, eliminate emotional static, and make decisions from a place of strategic clarity rather than reactive impulse. The ritual of battle review closes each day. Like soldiers debriefing after a mission, rich warriors examine their financial moves, market responses, and personal performance. They document lessons, adjust strategies, and prepare for tomorrow's campaign. This isn't self-criticism, it's tactical refinement, performed with the detachment of a strategist reviewing battle plans. Time blocking serves as the framework for these rituals. Rich warriors don't find time, they command it. Each day is divided into strategic segments: wealth building, skill enhancement, relationship cultivation, and empire expansion. This structure isn't rigid, it's fluid like a martial artist's stance, allowing for adaptation while maintaining fundamental form. Perhaps most importantly, rituals maintain rituals of gratitude and perspective. They understand that wealth without wisdom becomes a burden. Daily practices of giving, teaching, or mentoring ensure their abundance flows outward as well as inward. This creates a sustainable cycle of wealth that goes beyond mere accumulation to true value creation. The mastery of these rituals doesn't happen overnight. Like any warrior skill, they require dedicated practice and refinement. Start by selecting one ritual that resonates most strongly with your current position. Master it completely before adding another. This progressive approach builds sustainable change rather than temporary motivation. Your rituals become your reality. When you approach each day with warrior discipline and wealthy intention, you forge neural pathways that make success inevitable. These aren't just activities to fill your calendar, they're the building blocks of your empire, the daily decisions that compound into extraordinary outcomes. The rich warrior's path is walked one ritual at a time, each step taken with purpose, precision, and unwavering commitment to both discipline and abundance.